What's up, good people? I'm back with knowledge if you want it. I'm gonna break down the first chapters of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Just the first chapters. I'm just show y'all how crazy this story is. I'm just going through and I'm gonna break down just the first chapter of them. I got a bunch of notes here, so I'm looking down. That's what I'm reading. Reading from is the notes that I wrote from all the chapters. So to me, I believe that Luke should probably be the first book of the New Testament, being that it actually picks up after the Old Testament from what I'm gonna tell you. So let's start though at the first book, which is Matthew. Matthew pretty much just runs down the bloodline of Jesus from David, and then on down to his birth. The marriage, or supposedly the marriage of Joseph and Mary. Well, not really the marriage, just the talking about it. But the one thing I want you to notice is that, like, if you follow the bloodline from Chronicles down from that they saying that matches up to Jesus from David, the bloodline starts going crazy. I mean, the names start getting off, and then there's going to be names of people who don't even exist. Not there, nor, I mean, I guess they exist in the New Testament because their names were put there, but they never existed in the bloodline of David. Actually, they never existed at all. If you go back and you read in Chronicles, the bloodline of David. And so, like I said, like when you get down to like Jehoiachin and Zerubbabel, it's just like it goes crazy. So, like I said, that don't match up at all. So Matthew is just the bloodline, which don't match up all the way down to his birth. And then the next book we have is Mark. Mark starts with John the Baptist all the way up to the baptism of Jesus, and then he goes to jail right after that. And then right after that, after the baptism and stuff, that's when Jesus meets Peter, Andrew, James, John, all in Galilee. And they went into a city called Capernaum, and that's when he started performing miracles and removing spirits, and he took Peter's mother-in-law fever away, and pretty much he started like that's where it starts out with all of the miracles that he was performing. So as you can see, like, these books don't all start at the exact same spot, but it start at like a certain spot in all of them. Like, you'll see that Matthew, it talks all the way up through the baptism, and then here we go with Mark starting at the baptism, and it states that he went up into to the the wilderness to be tempted by the devil for 40 days. That's all in Mark 1. Now, Luke 1, like I said, Luke belongs at the beginning of the New Testament for the simple fact that it starts all the way back. So it says that the word was delivered back from the days of King Herod of Judah. It'll say Judea, but it really means Judah. And one of Aaron's daughter married one of the priests, Zacharias. And they were getting old in age, and both couldn't have no kids. And so a spirit came to him, told him that they're going to have a child, and the child's name would be John the Baptist. And they said that John the Baptist will come to fulfill the prophecies in Malachi of Elijah. That's what it states. So if John the Baptist is fulfilling those prophecies, and it states in Malachi that before the great and coming day of the Lord, that he would send Elijah to put the the hearts of the fathers and the sons back together, and the mothers and the daughters, and then the great day and coming of the Lord will come. Meaning that if you're still waiting on that today, and John the Baptist was supposed to be that coming for the Lord to come, and he was going to come after all of that, then what are you really waiting for? all of that, I mean, they saying that John the Baptist fulfilled those prophecies. So really, what, again, as I stated, what are you waiting for? So that's what they said John the Baptist would be for. And after that, Elizabeth ended up being 6 months pregnant when Gabriel, the angel, came and spoke to Mary about getting pregnant. So Elizabeth and Mary are cousins. So Elizabeth and Mary are cousins. So Elizabeth is already 6 months pregnant with John the Baptist. And Mary came and stayed up after she talked to Gabriel and supposedly got pregnant by the Spirit. She went and she told her cousin Elizabeth about it, and Elizabeth was telling her, "Well, I was blessed to be pregnant too now at my old age." So just get this picture: John the Baptist is 6 months older than Jesus. 6 months, and that's it. And like Mary stayed up there with Elizabeth for 3 months. It don't say nothing about Joseph going with her, but in that same passage, it'll tell you that first it say that she was married to Joseph. Then later down, when the angel came to her, she was like, "How I'm gonna be pregnant and I don't know a man. I haven't known a man," meaning she hadn't had sex with a man. So, I mean, it's conflicting right there for the simple fact you don't know if she married already to Joseph or she's not. But like I stated up earlier in the same, and we still in Luke 1. Luke 1 states that they was married. Then later on down the line, she said she had known man, which we know it's sex. But I mean, in Matthew, it tell you that he was gonna go and kill her when he found out that she was pregnant. So you look at that too. All right. So after she stayed there for 3 months, she left, and Elizabeth had John the Baptist, pretty much. And so they named him and all of that kind of stuff, and pretty much there you have it. And let me go back to Matthew 1. Matthew 1 states that they were gonna name the baby Emmanuel, but they called him Jesus. Okay. And so even I mean, it's all conflicting, because when I tell you about Isaiah 7:14, it say that the child would be named Emmanuel, but his name was Hashmalabash or something like that. And then even Jesus' name wasn't Emmanuel. So all that's put together, conflicting, contradicting, and all of that. So, all right, now let's get down to the last book. Where we at? We in John now. So here we go with John. And so in John, here comes John the Baptist doing his witnessing and preaching about the Messiah to come. And then people from Judah came up and questioned him about it. And then next thing you know, it say like 2 days later, Jesus came. I guess that's when the baptism happened and everything. And then after the baptism, and like 2 disciples heard John the Baptist call Jesus the Messiah, and they followed Jesus. Whoa, because that's the tricky part too. Because does it say that he met the disciples in the other verses? But we know in John how he met. I'm gonna tell you how he met the first four disciples. All right, so in John, after he got baptized, 2 disciples followed him, and then they only called out one name, and they said that was Andrew. And he went and got Peter and brought Peter to Jesus. He went and got him and brought him to Jesus. But in another book, it tell you that they was out casting nets, And Jesus walked by and told him to come follow him. But in this one, it's telling you that Andrew was already following him. He went and told Peter that he found the Messiah. Peter came. And he told him that, he was going to call him Cephas, it's a rock or whatever. And so after Andrew went and got Peter, and he brought him to Jesus, the next day they found Philip. And Philip went and got Nathanael and brought him to Jesus. And so instead of Jesus walking by the Sea of Galilee, getting them from doing the fishing and stuff, it seems like now they've been brought to Jesus. And those are all the beginning of the first books of each the first chapter of each book: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Now, like I said, I'll give it to you. It's on you to go back and look at it to like clear your mind, man. Get some understanding better than what you are, for the simple fact that when you go to church, they're giving you like a Bible study scriptures that are supposed to flow but don't add up. That shit don't add up. It's talking about something, and it's talking about the same thing, but then too, if you continue to read, you're gonna see that this shit is not aligned properly at all. And I mean, you like I said, the preachers ain't no better than you on the learning. It's the same damn book. What difference in the book can they find that you can't find? None whatsoever. And just the first books of the book, I mean, like the way it's even lined up in the Bible is retarded, for the simple fact that, first of all, go look in Luke, and you mean to tell me that John the Baptist is in the same age as Jesus, but they coming from Aaron's daughter? I mean, Aaron's daughter had to be like super old. I mean, like shit. I mean, like she had to be damn near dust and got pregnant. Just plain and simple. She farted him out, and when he came out as a motherfucking a fart cloud. I mean, that's how old she was. Aaron's daughter. We know that Aaron died. He died in two different places. If you go back to the Old Testament and you look at that, he died in two different goddamn places. And here it is, his daughter appears in the New Testament. That means that John the Baptist had to come before King David. Now you think about that shit. Like I said, I mean, you can take it how you want to, but the one thing I can tell you is that y'all ain't been reading for yourself. You ain't. The Bible tell you don't question it. It tell you don't question it because the shit is stupid. The shit is not put together well. But them preachers went to school, earned degrees to learn how to teach that shit to you. Because even when they read it themselves, straight out, the shit don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. And I already know, to you devout ass Christians, your common sense is gone. Your common sense is just flat out gone. You don't want to hear nothing else unless it's pertaining to the great and coming day of Jesus Christ to save you from your fucking self. Because that's all it is. You're looking for somebody to save you from yourself. And that's it. I mean, because if you were living the life that you wanted to, I mean, like, you wouldn't be all bent over about this shit. But I'm telling you, it hurts to know the truth. And that's the one thing y'all don't want. Actually, Christians don't want the truth. Like I said before, you believe that Christianity is the only religion, when you damn well know you see Muslims and everything, all that shit, and they believe, and they killing themselves at a higher rate than you ever will in the name of their Allah. Ain't now one of y'all motherfuckers jumped off no building for Jesus. But I'm telling you, just go back, look over the shit. I'm gonna keep coming, and this is for the people who want it, the people who've been thinking and wondering like me. And I done did the reading, and I'm just going back through. And for everybody who wanted to see that this shit is not real, that this book is just some uh, written bullshit, some plan. This ain't no word of no goddamn God, no holier than thou words or nothing like that. These words of another or quite a few human beings, and they pulling your goddamn strings. All y'all is just puppets on the goddamn string, and you're following the way that they would like the world to be. That's why they started talking about taxes and all that kind of shit in this Bible, man. And that you need to pay it, and you need to follow your government and all that kind of stuff. And you think I'm bullshitting in line? You think you can call me the goddamn Antichrist? I just don't believe that shit. I mean, like the post I read today, it said that hell is on earth. I mean, maybe that is true, because the only place that people are resting in peace are in their graves. Why you saying rest in peace when somebody dying? Because you think they going to Jesus? Y'all can't believe that every goddamn body that died going to Jesus or going to heaven. Most of them motherfuckers can kill somebody or something. They nigga got killed in a shootout. And so you mean to tell me, or got killed robbing somebody, and y'all telling them to rest in peace like they going to heaven or some shit? No. And when you die, that's the only time you can rest in peace, because you going through hell on earth, man. You worry about shit every day, all that kind of bullshit. I mean, so once again, like I said, check out Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John, first chapters. See where they start from. Don't none of them start at the same exact spot, but then they all pick up at certain spots. And that's the next thing that I'm gonna talk about, is where they pick up at and what supposedly happened. That's some bullshit too. Until then.